Hi friends, welcome back to She's At It Again. My name is Tanya and I've done this recipe before. The only reason I'm repeating it is because it's worth repeating. I don't think I videoed it very good the first time. I don't know, it's been a while back, but I want you to see this again. This is not only super popular for cold weather months, but it's a great dish to make during warm weather months. And I'll show you why in a minute, because we're gonna go in here and get our stuff done. I don't need these until tonight, but I'm gonna go ahead and make them this morning because it's hot. It is hot outside and I don't wanna have to heat anything up tonight. So all I have to do is reheat them tonight, which is in an oven outside in the sunroom. So all that being said, just go with me in the kitchen. I'll show you how to make these. These are called grown-up grilled cheese. You don't wanna miss this, trust me. Okay, here we go. We're gonna put this together real quick. This is 4 ounces of softened cream cheese. So it's basically half of a package of cream cheese. And I set this out earlier this morning to get soft. And this is homemade mayonnaise. You can use whatever your favorite kind is. I would recommend trying to find something that doesn't have soybean oil as one of the first few ingredients. It's normally the first ingredient. Even if it says olive oil mayonnaise, chances are the first ingredient is soybean oil. If you're interested in eating better, Google that and see if that's a good choice. I'm here to tell you it's not. Just cut to the chase. All right, about a half a cup of mayonnaise. I make mine with olive oil. We have a video on how to make mayonnaise with olive oil, so we can link that in the description. 1 cup of cheddar cheese, and I've got extra sharp cheddar and 1 cup of shredded mozzarella. I shredded these a while ago, and that's about 4 ounces. I'm gonna stir this first. Just to make sure it's smooth. Actually, the cheese is the last thing I wanna put in there. We need 1/4 of a teaspoon of garlic powder. So that's what we're putting in. And 1/4 of a teaspoon of seasoned salt. Now, I can show you this, but it's an old pickle jar. This is what I make up my homemade seasoned salt with, but just use whatever kind you have. Try not to use any that has MSG in it or monosodium glutamate. And we're gonna put about 1/8 of a teaspoon of the seasoned salt in there. A little bit more if you want to, if you want a whole lot of flavor to it, but just a little bit. And now we're gonna add our cheese to it. Basically, this is going to be kind of a chunky spread. Oops, get off my finger. Kind of a chunky spread that we're going to make our grilled cheese with. If you're used to American cheese or even a little step up from that, cheddar and mozzarella in a grilled cheese, you're going to be pleasantly surprised at the flavor that this cream cheese brings to it, as well as the garlic powder and the seasoned salt. I have a friend who caters a lot and she does a lot of weddings, and once I turned her onto this recipe, it was all hands on deck because everybody that particular wedding season wanted these as the food at their wedding reception. They were going nuts over it. I mean, she was serving, I guess she was serving soup. I normally serve mushroom tomato bisque with mine. I don't remember what kind of soup she was serving, but people were literally wrapping them up in napkins and walking out of the reception with some to take home. It was crazy. It was kind of a thing you wanted to set up a hidden camera just to see who was going to steal the grown-up grilled cheese from the buffet line. It's actually funny, but they really are that good. Okay, we'll be back and I'll show you how to grill these up. The first step in grilling these up is to get your filling on your bread. And this is homemade sourdough. It looks like they just keep perpetually getting bigger, because they do keep getting bigger, because my loaves are baked in a round shape. So when you cut a round shape loaf, you have small ones on the end and then large ones in the middle. And we will link the comprehensive, I think, video for making sourdough in the description as well, if you're interested in that. I know a lot of people are kind of on that sourdough bandwagon, and they keep it going for a little while and then they drop it because it's too much to babysit, but it's really not that difficult. I've probably had mine going for, I think, 3 or 4 years now. So it's just, that's mostly the bread we eat, so we're just never without it. Okay, I think I'll do 4 sandwiches. I'm gonna go back to the other end, so this one's a little bit smaller. All right, so after filling those big ones, this is how much filling we have left. So it gives you quite a bit, but you can always double or triple the recipe, just depending on how many you need. But we only have one person coming for dinner tonight, so this should be enough. I'm going to make a mushroom tomato bisque to go with it as well. So let's go over to the griddle now. Okay, so we're over here at the griddle and making sure I have all my stuff turned on. I've got this preheating, and I have it on top of my stovetop just because my vent hood's up here, and as soon as I turn the camera off, this vent hood's going on, but it's just too loud to turn on when I'm trying to video. All right, I'm going to take my stick of butter and kind of color in an area that's about the size of the sandwich I'm going to place on there. So all 4 of these should be able to cook at the same time. Now right now it is almost 11 o'clock in the morning, but we won't have these until this evening at dinner time. And you're probably thinking, why don't you just make it before dinner time? Because I don't want this heating up my kitchen before dinner time. We may eat out in the sunroom tonight. It may be pleasant enough out there. But the nice thing about it is I can focus on making my mushroom bisque, get it made ahead of time. This is made ahead of time. I can work on making dessert, cut up some fruit, whatever. So I'm not doing something still in the kitchen when our guest arrives. Anything you can get done ahead of time, do it ahead of time by all means. If you're prepping for a dinner in a few days and you have a lot of these to make, who wants to take up their griddle and have to make multiple batches of them when you could do them ahead of time? Put these in the oven in a covered container, just something with parchment and foil over the top of it, and just reheat them. And they're just like they were just grilled. So it's, yeah, it's kind of a game changer when you realize that if you make things ahead of time, cooking isn't quite as stressful as what it used to be. I have my grill set on about 350, which is what it says it requires for sandwiches. I'm assuming grilled sandwiches like these, so we'll go with 350. That looks pretty good on the bottom. So we're kind of going to do a dance here. Flipping these over. Okay, you see how pretty this looks? We're going to be eating good tonight with our soup and our grown-up grilled cheese sandwiches. Hope you give these a try. Recipe is in the description as always, and we look forward to sharing something again with you real soon. Bye, guys.